Today, I'm going to share with you 4 things that some of the, well, actually the highest producing final expense telesales agents in the country are doing to average over $20,000 of annualized premium every single month. What's crazy is that even a newly licensed agent who actually follows the system and does what I suggest in this video can write $20,000 of AP in their very first month without having to work 80 hours per week either. So yeah, we're talking about like a normal 40 to maybe 45-hour weekly work schedule. Some of the things we'll also be talking about are having the right carriers, including a strong main, I guess what I want to refer to as a leading product that you can write pretty much most of your business with. And I'll even share a few of my favorite telesales carriers with you and why. The value of having a good mentor, because guys, I hate to say it, but if you're working with the wrong people and not getting much help or any training, you really don't have a very good chance for any success whatsoever selling over the phone. And let's not forget the importance of having the right presentation. Oh, big time. Most telesales presentations that I've seen are pretty much garbage. I mean, they're pretty much not even worth the paper that they're written on. I'll also share how to get the highest intent leads that you can possibly imagine, and crazy enough, these are the leads that you can actually generate on your own. What's even better, I'm going to show you how the clients will actually go to your landing page, which is all about buying final expense life insurance, and book an appointment through your calendar. So now they can speak with you about buying final expense life insurance on their own request. Interesting, right? We're talking like 10 to 15 of these preset calendar appointments every single day. And with our system, you can actually do 20 to maybe even 30 of those each day too. And finally, I'll go over what a system like this will cost, including your daily lead costs. But first, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And if you'd like a copy of my Ultimate Telesales Rebuttals cheat sheet, just hang around at the end of the video. I'll show you guys how to get this bad boy for yourself. First, let's start with the calendar appointment / like lead generating system that I mentioned. There are people out there, and yes, we work with someone really good, who will set up your Facebook calendar leads generating system for you. So they do everything for you and just kind of hand it to you. It takes them usually a few hours to do, but once it's up and running, you're going to be able to generate that 10 to 15 preset appointments every single day at a cost that should be right around $100. So interesting, right? The best part of this is that you're the one who's in complete control of your ads. Remember, they're also going to teach you how to run it yourself. And what's nice about working with my guy, for instance, and most companies do this, most of these people will do this, is that whenever you need help, they'll hop on like a screen share or at least pick up the phone and show you whatever it is that you're having issues with. Again, the idea is for you to be in complete control over your preset appointments. And now you're not depending on somebody else, some outside lead vendors, for you to be able to speak with people to make sales. That means you control the quality, the volume, everything. And with the right help, you'll even learn what parts of the country have the highest closing rate for our industry. That way, you're not just like wasting your time and money trying to sell in the harder places, where people are like, I would say, the least likely to buy. Yeah, some of us have the data. Now that you have the system set up and you're generating your own leads, the most important thing I want to say that you can do is to find the right training and or mentor. In all transparency, guys, I'm not the only one that does this. There are actually plenty of good insurance agencies to work with that that can actually train you and work with you on a daily basis and guide you right into that $20,000 of AP sales month, like right from day one. Here's how my training system works and how the best telesales training platforms work. Once you send up the carrier contracting, you're going to get an email from like me or your upline manager. This email should have a very clear and precise outline of exactly what you need to do over, like, let's say the next 7 days in order to prepare yourself to be on the phone closing sales, a week later. There will also be, I want to say, a bunch of different items, including my, with me, you're going to get my telesales presentation, the one that I don't share with anyone except for our agents, and our custom telesales carrier cheat sheet, which will actually guide you to the right carrier and product that's completely based on the client's health and the source of payment that they're going to use, because not everybody has a checking account, guys. Remember, and not all the insurance companies are going to take like those direct express cards either. And there's a bunch of sales materials in there too. You'll also get a link to register for the training videos on our website. The 5 videos are going to cover everything that you need to make a solid final expense telesales presentation, right from start to finish, including how to do the underwriting, how to effectively price out all the options so that your client actually just picks one that they can afford. The entire application process, yeah, you're going to need training for that too. And how to overcome objections and close a client who maybe is hesitant and maybe, I don't know, doesn't really trust you enough to buy from you. A really good mentor will listen to your recordings daily and help you to correct some of the things that maybe you're saying and doing, not 100% correctly. The idea is to help you to close more sales like right from day one. If you're working hard during the learning process and working with the right mentor, you're going to easily become like, I want to say, a telesales master by the end of your first month. It shouldn't be real difficult. Your upline/mentor and you should be speaking and texting daily, like right from the first day you're on the phone. This is crucial. If you're not communicating with your trainer or your mentor constantly during your first at least, I want to say, few weeks over the phone and through text messages, and especially like between each and every one of your sales presentations, you will most likely have a lot more issues than having the right person to help you. And what'll happen is you'll just quit. On the other hand, if you and your trainer or mentor are doing what I do, working together throughout each day, right from day one, you're going to literally get better and better every single day, like immediately. There's a saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? You guys have all heard this. And what this means to me is this. You're not going to have the talent that you need to be successful on your first day, right? But with hard work, the talent will come naturally. And with Final Expense Telesales, once that talent kicks in, it's like you're on autopilot. That's when your $4,000 to $5,000 of annualized premium per week average shoots up to, like, I want to say $7,000, $8,000, even over $10,000 per week. And now what's happening is you're basically one of the highest producing agents in the country. Let's talk about the presentation and the big myth, the big lie. For whatever reason, most insurance agents think that all they need is a basic presentation, and 10 minutes into it, with the right clients, the ones that are serious, they'll gladly just hand over their social security number and their checking account information to you, even though you just started speaking with them for the first time like 10 minutes ago. Sorry guys, it doesn't work that way, not even close. Most of the presentations that I've seen that are floating around out there are horrible. I mean, complete garbage. First, within the very first few minutes of a good presentation, the prospect should know that this conversation is about them buying final expense life insurance today, which means if the client is actually interested in buying final expense life insurance, they will stay with you on the phone throughout your presentation. Thankfully, most of the tire kickers will hang up as soon as you start talking about cost and buying today. That way, you're not wasting your time. You're not trying to chase someone who doesn't have the money or who isn't really that interested. Another thing that a really good presentation does is it directs you on exactly when and how to build rapport. That's what mine does. Without spending the right amount of time on the phone building rapport with your prospect, they are not going to trust you enough to give you like their pertinent private information, like their social security number and their checking account information, right? I mean, think about it. Even if they're serious about buying, if they don't trust you, they're not going to do this. My presentation even suggests topics for you to bring up that will maybe help your prospect to relax and open up, so that now you guys are just having a nice casual, like back and forth conversation. So now what'll happen is they'll start to feel really comfortable with you, and therefore when you do finally price out all the face amount, like slash death benefit options, like 30 minutes into the call, they'll simply pick an option and have no problem giving you their personal information, including that checking account number. Just to be clear, everything that I've gone over in the video so far is what all of the top producers are doing and have done in order to be top producers. With a system like this, anybody with some basic computer skill and a little bit of smarts, you don't have to be a genius, just half a brain, can make a lot of money helping seniors to take care of their final expense and their burial or cremation insurance needs. Last but not least, let's talk about the carriers. Guys, before I share my favorite telesales carriers and why, let's talk about working for companies like Lincoln Heritage and or Senior Life. First off, Lincoln does not specialize in telesales like they do with face-to-face sales. In my opinion, they are really a belly-to-belly, sales insurance company. Now, Senior Life of Georgia is a different story. If you're a new agent and you don't have a few $1,000s to spend on your business, to spend on the Facebook leads / preset appointment system that I just described a few minutes ago, yes, that is what it costs to have someone set up your Facebook ad system, at least. These guys that you're seeing on Facebook that have these commercials, the guy's standing there with the storm going on and he's going, if you're not using funnels to sell life insurance, you're out of your mind. They're all charging like $5,000 to $10,000 just for like a basic setup that they're not even setting up for you. So if you can't handle spending a few $1,000s on a system like this, your best bet might be to work with a company who's, based their product and platform around selling final expense over the phone. Senior Life might have a product that is a little more expensive than like most of the stuff that we work with, and it may not pay as good of a commission. But with a little luck and the right upline manager, like / mentor trainer, you could end up getting the necessary support that it will take to have some like immediate success. The fact that Senior Life Insurance Company actually generates their own television commercial leads, which are pretty darn good, and they do this for their agents, that doesn't hurt either, And guys, I'm not trying to sell you on Senior Life, but if you don't have the money that it takes to do it the right way, as an independent insurance agent, so that you can generate at least 10 to 15 of your own preset Facebook appointments each day, well, at least with Senior Life, you can bid on leads of people who called in after, and the way it works is they called in after watching this TV commercial and they spoke with a Senior Life representative. And so they leave their information, and now what's happening is they're expecting a call back from an insurance agent. And that's the way their high quality lead works. If you're going to work for a company and not work as an independent agent, at least starting with a company like Senior Life will give you some experience, really, at an affordable budget. And then you can decide, if you want to step up, if you want to become an independent agent and do this the right way and make a lot of money. Just don't fall into what I like to call the idiot trap. Let me say this, hopefully I'm not going to insult anybody. The idiot trap is where a new agent, or it can even be a seasoned and most likely maybe, not very successful agent goes to a company like Senior Life and gets a first-year commission that's maybe not even 100%, so that they can spend a few $100s per week on leads, not very much, and close like 5 or 10 sales each week. Just to be clear, the only way for you to close a minimum of 5 sales per week while working with a company, like Senior Life as a new agent, will be for you to spend the money that it takes to get there. I mean, we're talking at least $1,000 per week on leads. The closing rate on those TV leads is only, believe it or not guys, it's only about like 10 to 15% for most agents. It can be even less, okay? Only the top producers have a higher closing rate. And FYI, this type of a television commercial callback lead costs around, I want to say around 40 to 50 bucks each. And I think that's what they charge. Some are like around 45 bucks. The big fail slash idiot trap is to, instead of spending a few $1,000s up front, so that you can have your own Facebook calendar leads generation system, which, like, again, in my opinion, is how to do it the right way from day one, from the start, to instead go to a company like Senior Life so that you only have to spend a few $100s per week on leads, which inadvertently, hate to say it, if that's what you end up doing, it's not even enough leads to, I want to say, make the sales necessary to survive, let alone to write, $15,000 or $20,000 of annualized premium every single month. Because what happens is agents do this and now they're back where they started, minus thousands of dollars anyway, that you could have spent to have your own Facebook leads, calendar lead system in place with like a minimum lead cost also. When I say a minimum lead cost, we're talking under like $10 per preset appointment. For a copy of my ultimate telesales rebuttals and cheat sheet, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more info on selling Final Expense and or Medicare Advantage through us as a completely independent insurance agent, just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now get out there or get on that phone and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.